This week on Tasmanian Takeover, a tough loss to close the season, a surprising but deserving MVP, and a finals-bound JackJumpers. This is the Ants Nest. March on, Jackies.
These JackJumpers, they just never say die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tasmanian Takeover. This is the Ants Nest, the number one for fans by fans podcast, where we talk everything Tasmania JackJumpers. And haven't we got a lot to talk about this week? My name is JD. This is Fred. Fred, how you going, mate?
Very, very well. And here we are again after, it almost seems like deja vu, a very disappointing loss to the Illawarra Hawks, which really did suck.
It was tough watching. It really was. We're gonna dissect it in a minute, but I suppose let's start with a positive. We're finally at the end of the most horrible home and away fixture I have ever seen, mate. Scott Roth came out in the press conference and mentioned that it is purely the fixturing that is to blame for all of the injuries. How did you take those comments? And do you think there's anything to it?
Yeah, I actually think there's something to it. You see, there's sometimes they'll play a game on Friday and then Sunday, or Thursday and Sunday. I've seen Wednesday and Saturday, and then they won't play for like 8 days or something. I think they're getting rest, but it's not about that. It's about the continuous games like that. You know what I mean? And they're so crammed in such a short time. And I know if people hear this and they go, "Well, the NBA do it," da 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 da. Yeah, they get paid like $50 million a year. So shut up. Anyway, and it's a huge stress load on them. Like, they have to travel a lot. Australia is much bigger than America, don't forget as well. Like, we travel. Tassie has to travel a lot. They were on planes a lot. They're probably not in their own training facility as much as what they should be. It's just, I think they've got to think of something to do. And if they want to have the Wednesday games, they're going to have to think of a way of giving them enough time to get home, let them have a sleep in their own bed, recover at home, and then they can go back out again. Because he's right, it's a load of shit.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much this year. There are some points they were playing 3 games a week, which is just nuts. And in different cities, in different states, it's just. Yeah, we're calling the NBL out on this one. We need to do a lot more work on the fixturing next year, because I think it was, and not just the JackJumpers, there were injuries, bad injuries across the entire competition. Look into that one, NBL. Right, let's move on and get into our game, which we don't want to review, but we're here. We're not fair weather supporters here on the Ants Nest. We review every game. JackJumpers versus Illawarra, which was played last Wednesday on February the 18th. Final score 70-103. I think it was the Jackies' biggest loss in their history. If it wasn't, it was very close to. Played at My State Bank Arena, which always hurts a little bit more. How did you see the game, Fred?
We were never in it from the start. The defense was lacking. The ball movement was terrible. They were asleep at the wheel. That's all I can say. I was at the game as well.
Oh, you went along?
Yeah, I was there. Yep. I went to the game. I thought, I better go watch the last game live. But I don't think I predicted us getting whooped by that much, but JaVale McGee was an absolute problem. He was absolutely destroying us. And then you've got Harvey He was just shooting the lights out and had no defense of him. We got to do what we wanted to do. Like Berto really wanted was to have the starters not on the floor as much as he'd like, and we got that. But guess what? We got another injury, and late in the last quarter, I think it was it Stoddard that got Stoddard got carried off with it appeared to be an ankle injury, and just
mate, did you see it? He came down on his foot. His foot went one way, and his ankle touched the floor. If that's not ligament damage, I would be very, very surprised.
If he plays next week, I'll be incredibly surprised, because he's either gone and had stem cells pumped into his ankle over in Mexico or somewhere like that, and he's made
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we could do that to get Big Wheel Magnate back out there. Be good, and Hamilton.
That would be good.
Anyways, but the season, the last few games, I mean, we were stoked about winning those other couple when we played really well. The defensive level was really, really high, but this one was just us versus the Bullets reversed. We were the Bullets. We got our bitch. We got our we got bitch slapped, and that's all you can pretty say about it. And I can confirm there was no hot tub with Willie Smiths in there. A bit disappointed.
Disappointing. The 1 week they choose not to listen to the podcast was the one where we're suggesting a hot tub full of Willie Smith cider. So that might have been the equal most disappointing aspect next to the performance that they put up. 22 from 69 field goal attempts, which is 31.9. Get this. This is the one that hurts, Fred. 3 from 24 from the 3-point line. 12.5% from the 3-point line. You don't win many games of NBL shooting at 31 and 12.
Nope.
Only 9 assists as well for the entire team, which means the ball wasn't zipping about like it should have been.
Stuck.
We were just stuck and looked completely lost. If we're taking any positives out of the game, we hit 23 from 26 free throws at 88.5. Deng took about half of them, so that's probably why, because that guy just doesn't miss. And the other positive that I took from this game was we got minutes into the kids. Stoddart, Brody Nunn, Archie Woodhill, and Jacob Richards all got decent minutes. Not sure that we saw enough from them, to be honest. I don't know if any of them really grabbed their opportunity. Archie Woodhill did some good things, but outside of that,
I mean, he was going against a really, really good center in JaVale McGee. Like, he's played in the NBA. If he was gonna make his mark and show his strength and his agility and all that, that would have been the opportunity. But I think Archie just let that one slip a little bit, because it seemed like Majuk kept getting switched out on him, and then he just waltz into the key and dunk it, which is quite impressive watching it live, because he just takes 2 steps and he just reaches up so bloody high.
Big reach.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
He looked like Jordan in Space Jam. You know that where his arm stretches?
Stretches out, yeah. Well, I thought he actually looked like one of the Monstars, the real skinny, bloody the blue one. So I just thought he looked like that a little bit. But yeah, I was watching him pre-game and watching him put up threes and his shooting style, and man, I see why he doesn't shoot. He is absolutely shocking. Sorry, JaVale, you're a bloody legend and a gun, but don't shoot. Don't even practice.
Don't need to shoot when you're that tall. Just bloody reach over everyone and put it in.
Stay in your lane, literally.
All right, another positive from the match. Our player of the match was Josh Bannan, 17 points, 4 rebounds, really had a crack, and I think he took the match up with JaVale McGee personally a bit, because they went head-to-head, and Josh actually beat JaVale in the point scoring. JaVale ended up with 15. Josh ended up with the 17, and he genuinely had a crack. It's at this point in the season, Fred, we've covered Josh Bannan so often, it's hard to know really what more we can say about him. He has been one of the best pickups that the Jack Jumpers have ever gotten in an off season. He's been an outstanding, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the awards night that was held just last night as we're recording this, and how he went. How did you see Josh Bannan's game?
Josh Bannan, I'm putting a call out to you right now. Please sign back up. If you're out of contract this year, don't go back to the mainland. Stay with us. You play better with us. You don't. No one's trusted you before, and we have. There you go. Like we'll show you the love, and I think you should stay here because he's a very, very good player. I think he'll probably win, or hopefully win, the most improved player in the NBL because he really has improved. If you look at his numbers from last year, this year he was a bit injured last year, but still massive jump in his numbers, even his assists and blocks and all that sort of everything's ticked up a little bit. And yeah, good on you, Josh. And like I said, if you want a place to stay and you've got no place to stay, you can come stay up here in the dungeon, in the
loft,
in the attic, in the loft, and I'll look after you. You'll get 3 square meals and no basketball coaching because I'm absolutely shit at. So.
Yeah. And all the advice from Fred that you can handle.
He'd be out the door straight away. When I was a young fella.
Mate, I'm sure you've been waiting for this because there was another player who had a fairly good game. And I know he's your favourite player.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you introduce this one. Who was our fan favourite, Fred?
The people's mullet. No, I was just joking. it was Tiger Campbell. Tiger, he showed up this one. You know, he tried his guts out, and he had a bit of a go, and he's doing those, like he was taking on JaVale McGee with those floaters and actually getting them in, which was very nice to see. But hopefully that's a nice little tune-up game for him to for the next game in the playing game. I think he had 17 points. He was 5 from 11 at 45%. I'm pretty sure. He only hit 1 from 2 from 3-point line. But like I said, I've been harping on about it. I think ever since I've come onto the podcast, I've had a lot of faith in this guy actually getting it and doing well, because I've seen these little, is it called a nuance, where it's like you can see it in little patches of what he can do, but he just has to put it together. And I think he's put it together now. I don't think he's 100%. I think he's about 80% there to play big, heavy minutes at the NBL level. But another year under his belt, hopefully with us again, and probably a few protein shakes and a read of Arnold Schwarzenegger's book will help him wonders.
You're having him back. You're having him back next year. If you're the list manager, you think he's done enough this year to get the call back as an import?
Yeah, I really do. I'm on Tiger Island. Of course I'm going to say this. But yeah, I actually think if Shawnee Mack gets back and he's 100%, but this is the thing, we have to have a solid, a really good backup point guard or a ball handler. Shawnee Mack is our number one handler, but the only problem with Shawnee Mack is that he's been injured every year we've had him. He has not been healthy. He has not strung 12 games together or 10 games together in a row. So if he gets back and gets back well, I think having both of them guys and Tiger off the bench in his spurts would be an absolute asset. As well, will we talk about that a bit after, or about recruits and that, or do you want to just?
No. Let's handle it now.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we've seen awesome glimpses with DJ, but I just haven't seen enough of him. I think he's had the opportunities where he could really break the game open, and we've been absolutely pulling for him. You know, like we want him to do so well. It's not because of our bias for the Jack Jumpers, it's because we know Scott Roth has said many, many times that he's the best athlete, the best player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Hamilton come out here and absolutely smashed it. Like he was,
Yep.
I think he liked being in the underdog, which is the Tassie way. So I think we should be in the market next year for a new small forward shooting guard type player, offensively minded, probably one that can shoot threes more than anything. Well, they call him a 3-and-D. We will need someone that can play really good defense and someone that can shoot threes. We don't really need them to handle the ball. They sort of play defense and then they stand in their spot and it gets spurted out by someone and they shoot threes. I actually think we should go out and look around America and probably Europe, especially Europe, because you've probably got a better chance, but for another centre. We need another centre under Will Magnay. So we can just split the minute. As much as will probably be like, I want to play 30 minutes, I want to play 35 minutes. Like, no. Just get another quality centre, a really good centre, and just go, 25 minutes, 25 minutes. You both get, or 20-20. You both get 20 minutes going to go out there and absolutely smash it. And if whoever's doing the best job come finals, if we make it, or playoffs, you've got the job. You'll get the minutes. But they've got to reduce Will's minutes because he again, as much as I love him, he just gets injured every year. Every year we've got an injury from Big Will. So get well soon, Will, and hopefully I'll bump into you down in Kingston there one day and I'll say hello and you probably wouldn't even know who it was. So that's great.
I'm sure he does. He's a keen listener, Will. Are you bringing back Bryce the Toasty Hamilton next year, knowing that he's not going to play for the first 2 months of the season?
That is a tough one. If you can, this is the way I'd be putting it to him. I would say to him, all right, we'll get you back at a reduced rate. But if you get back and you're averaging, say, 17 points from here on in and not injured, we'll give you the larger contract the year after. Because I'm sure like all the players' wages and that will go up year after year anyway. So I think that would be the angle. But replacing what he done this year will be very difficult because we're always searching for the Jack McVay, aren't we? Now we've had a taste of it. We're always going to be searching for the teapot, as you like to call him. He's Jordan Crawford. He stepped up in games and absolutely smacked him, especially in those finals. He stood up, and he shot threes. He had no fear. We're always going to be looking for something like that. And it really, really, really depends on what direction Scott wants to go as well. So if Scott decides, I'm not 100% sure. I think Scott's got one more year, but anything could happen between now and then. So if it's Scott, there, he'll do it his way, which is great. And that's what you want to do. But if someone else gets in there, every coach has got a different game plan, whether they've been under him or been a protege or an apprentice to that coach as well. So everyone's got their idea about the game and how it should be played. It won't be played the same way as what Scott would want them to play.
It's a great point. I think someone of the caliber of Bryce Hamilton, though, he was genuinely the top 3 in the competition before he did his knee, and at times just looked unstoppable. If we don't sign him, I think someone else definitely will. And I've got a bit of FOMO with that. We've had a couple of players leave and a couple of players delisted who are sort of heart and soul players. You mentioned Teapot. You mentioned Jack McVay. Milton Doyle chose to leave, which just ripped our hearts out. And I think Bryce Hamilton to have a top 3 player in the comp, I think we can wait for him to get healthy next season. Bring back TJ Starks for the first part of the season. He was great when he was playing.
Mate, he had a happy trigger, didn't he? He just bang, 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 shift and whatever.
Yeah, we love
But
DJ Starks on the pod.
why you say that too, though? I think the connection with the group, you can just see it was
Yep.
at a ridiculously high level. They
Yep.
generally cared for each other. They loved each other. They love each
Yep.
other.
Yep.
They really want to be on the same team as each other. The way they
Yep.
joke around, win, lose, or draw. I mean,
Yep.
to have that relaxed type of locker room is really hard to get. So
Yep.
I really hope they. Yeah, I'm with you. You've actually sort of changed my mind there. You've done well. I reckon they should sign Hamilton and make it a 2-year deal. Just say, look, we'll give you
Yep.
2 years straight up because you're not going to be there for much of this year. We want you to get your feet under you. Then maybe the year after, it's going to pop off. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. So we've covered the imports for next year. Let's talk about how our players went this year. It's the day after the night before. It was the annual JackJumpers Awards. And our man, Josh Bannan, took out the MVP. And I got to say, it might be a bit of a surprise that he beat Bryce Hamilton, but no less deserved. He has been a phenomenal pickup all year. He's added something to our team that we've been crying out for years and years, and that's some sort of support for Will Magnay. I'm so happy for Josh, and I hope this is just the start of the awards that he receives this year, because he has been outstanding. Your thoughts on him as MVP?
I think it was a no-brainer, to be honest. He's been the heart and soul of the JackJumpers this year. He's been a steady double-double component. He had a bit of a lull around Christmas, I think it was. But, all players at that sort of level will, sort of have a lull patch, but they always seem to bounce back. A good player bounces back, and he's bounced back. He gets his, he's 16, 20 points, and he'll get you 10, 15 rebounds. And like I said, he sets his screens well. He rolls to the basket well. He's got that little left-hand floater that's beautiful. It's very soft, so it hits the ring soft and it pops down. He's played really, really well. And I think everyone loves him too. Like, if you're not a fan of him, you don't know basketball very well, to be honest. It's just, he's a really good basketball player, and hopefully we keep him for the rest of his career. If not, he'll crack off to the Europe or the NBA, which is, probably not a far stretch for him.
For sure. Defensive Player of the Year was, and honestly, they'll probably name the award after him one day. Defensive Player of the Year was Will Magnay. Just a defensive monster all year when he was playing. We've missed him so much in the last month or so after he did his toe. I think he did it at Hoops Fest. I wasn't sitting too far from where he did it. And he's just a monster, this guy. He loves to block. He's defensive. He's defense first, even though he's a very good attacking player. As I said, I think it'll probably be known as the Will Magnay Defensive Player of the Year one day, and rightly deserved. How did you see Will's year this year, Fred?
Yep, 100% he deserved it. And let's be honest, Nick Marshall wasn't that far behind him, purely just on how much effort Nick puts into the defense. He's right behind Will Magnay with his defense. So once again, Will, like I said it, I don't know, whenever I said it, I said, you could see when he's not there that other teams just take it straight into the basket because they know that no one's going to block him. Majuk is awesome. He's good at the weak side defense. So a weak side defense is where he'll come. Basically, Majuk will come from the other side and block him, not a straight up block. So Majuk is really good at that. He's not really good at the face up defense. He's good at it, but not as good as Will. Will just, when he's in the key, he'll jump straight up, and when he's got an opportunity to block it, he blocks it. He blocks it well. And I reckon they should change the rule. If someone blocks it in the key and it goes out of bounds, it should be the team that blocks it ball, by the way.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Because
it's
it's purely because what reward does a defender get in basketball? Nothing. All the rules are set against the defense. You can't stand in there more than 3 seconds anymore. Defensive 3 seconds. You can't even bump them a little bit. Well, NBL, you seem to be able to bump them a little bit, but there's just little ticky-tack fouls that defenders get, and you're like, how is that a foul? Like, serious. But I reckon if it's a block within the key, or probably just a block anywhere, I reckon, and it has to be a genuine shot attempt, and it's a block, and it goes out of bounds, it should be the team that blocked its ball.
I don't mind that at all. I think that would be a really good review of the rules. Let's move on now to but this guy cleaned up, and we're talking about the Players Award and the Coaches Award. My man, my new favourite player, Nick the Court Air Marshall, cleaned up both the Players and Coaches Award, and the amount of respect that you would have had to have built to win both of those awards on the same night is just huge. He has obviously put in a mountain of work this year. He came to us as a bit of a fringe player from Adelaide. He had some question marks over his defensive ability, and he ended up turning into one of the best defensive players in the game, as you said, nominated for Defensive Player of the Year in the whole NBL, I believe. How did you see Nick Marshall's year, mate?
It's glaringly obvious with those two awards. If some would say the Coaches Award's a bit of a coach's suck bum, teacher's pet award, but it just shows the level of respect that Scott Roth has for him, or the coaches, I should say, Scott and the team, and the players. He must have, like you said, he must have put a mountain of work in. He must have got to a stage where it's gone from, let's see how he goes, that, he's good, to, he's starting to talk at trainings and be a bit of a leader and a bit of fun around the locker room as well, even though he's really, really crap at bloody interviews. Nick, you're not going to win the media award this year, mate.
That's the next thing. That's the next thing. If he gets elite at media, we've got a goat on our hands, I think.
Yep.
Next and final award was the fan favorite. And to be honest, I think they'll probably name this award after him one day. The fan favorite was always going to be Majuk Deng, voted for by the fans. We just love him. He's got arms that he could basically stretch to the moon and back. His wingspan. He's just all heart, soul, passion. I'm not buying into any of this talk that he won't be with us next year. No. I think he'll be back. He better be anyway. It'll break my heart to see him playing for anyone else. How did you see Majuk Deng's year, Fred?
Oh, it was really good to see him get a full year in, actually. It was really good to see him go through those struggles too. And I'm sure he was completely doubting his ability and what he was doing. And then, like I said a few podcasts ago, I'm pretty sure Scott sat down and he goes, "You are good. We need you. This is how we need you. Can you do it?" And I reckon Majuk's looked him in the eye and said, "Bloody oath, mate," but not in that accent. Sure, it would be in a little bit of an African lingo, Australian dingo.
The South Sudanese, I think he is.
I think so.
I hope I didn't get that wrong. Let me know in the comments if I did. Massive congratulations to the award winners. Much deserved. No one can argue with any of those awards, I don't think. And the job's not done. We still have a job to do. We've got our game against Melbourne at the John Cain Arena on March the 5th. Let me pull up the infographic for this one if I've got it. I don't remember where I saved it. No, it's not here. But effectively, the winner of our game against Melbourne will go on to play the loser of the Wildcats versus Southeast Melbourne. Two teams that sort of have had the wood over us this season. But if we know anything about the Jackies, we know that we never make any game easy for our opposition. We fight, we scrap, we struggle, we keep it low scoring, and we are in every single game that we play.
We're going down swinging.
We are absolutely going down swinging, and some could argue that we're not going down at all. If you can make it over to John Cain Arena on, is it March the 5th? Fred,
it's on
or
a
March
Thursday.
the 7th? It's on a Thursday, March the 5th. Get over there. We've made that place a fortress before. We're loud and proud Tasmanians, and we travel for our team. Get over to John Cain Arena and make that place loud. Fred, was there anything you had to say before we wrap this baby up?
No, I think we've pretty much covered it all, and I'm quietly looking forward to next week and watching this game, and hopefully I'm a bit more enthusiastic, and we'll be singing the praises of Majuk and Bannan and all the boys, because I'm pretty confident they're going to come out really bowling.
I think we've got a few more podcasts left in us for this year. That is all for this week. Thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, please go ahead and subscribe. We've got a goal to hit 100 subscribers by round 1 of the VFL, which brings me to my next point. Please keep an eye out for the Devil's Den this Friday, where Fred and I talk about the top 10 Devils that you may not have heard of, but should be keeping an eye on this year. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, march on, Jackies.